the Hub Radio.
What's up?
Hello,
everyone. How's it going, everyone? So that intro song was Nipsey Hussle Mercy. You guys look up the lyrics. It's real life.
It was really good. It was really good.
Yes, thank you for tuning in to
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Our very first show. We're very excited. You're going to see grins throughout the show.
Right. Cheers.
Yes, every Thursday at 8 p.m. for an hour.
in.
Just come on. It's time to heal and relax.
Okay, so I will introduce myself. My name is Amber. I'm from West Los Angeles. I work in corporate America in Santa Monica. My business is up and coming. It's q.rev.g. That's my Instagram, but it means Queen Revamped Goddess, and that is helping youth and teens build their confidence. So that is in the works. Stay tuned and holla at your girl.
Hey, that's
Yes. And I am Tangie. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys know this is the Dear Uzuri show. I started my mission 2 years ago. I ended an abusive relationship, and I decided I was just tired, and I was ready to not only empower myself, and I was ready to empower other women as well. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. This is very important to me, and I think it's so great that it's 4 women coming together, 4 different voices, but we are all powerful.
Very.
Yes.
Right.
And we'll be here to tell you just how powerful you are as well.
Okay, and this is Miss Sherrie. I'm from LA, a bunch of different cities in LA, so I won't get specific. A single mom of 2 beautiful children, 7 and 12, Saha and Sebastian. MSW, I consider myself a community therapist, assistant director for a clinic in LA, an acupuncture clinic. I have my own organization called Fly Girls Coaching Services. It stands for Fearlessly Living Your Life, and I'm also the facility social worker for a group home here in Compton. So I'm a busy lady.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in.
Hello, everyone. My name is Myeoshe. I am the CEO and founder of Phase. It means fearless, artistic, charisma, and elegance. And what we do is we help young boys, girls, men, women, LGBTQ to expose them to become fearless, independent, and assertive, expose them to self-love, to become comfortable in their own skin, to help them walk into their divine purpose. So that's what I do. And also I'm a minister for Christ.
Yes. So Dear Uzuri is a movement to encourage women to properly heal from internalized pain and practice healthy communication.
Word.
Yes. So that's what we are about.
How was everyone week? How was everyone day?
Really good, really good.
I had a good day.
I had a really good day.
Coming
I
here
just
with you
laughed.
guys, I was like, oh yeah.
I was smiling throughout the day.
That's good. That's good. I had a good day too. I'm just so excited to be here with you guys.
Me
So
too,
much
me
positive
too.
energy in the room. And I hope it's positive energy at your home as well.
Okay, so we are about to take a little break, guys.
Yes,
so
yes.
come back.
We're going to go into the letter about being silent in the workplace.
So the Dear Uzuri letter coming up when we return.
See you in the
Thank
field.
you.
See you. Hey, we're
Back
back.
to the Dear Uzuri show.
Right. Okay, so now we're about to go into the Azzurri letter with Tangie.
Yes.
Excited.
Okay, so Dear Uzuri, when I wake up in the morning, I feel good. I play my favorite songs and I get into my zone as I get ready for my day. I'm very moody and I tend to choose my clothes that reflect my mood. This has always worked for me, but now I work in corporate America. I like my job, but things just feel different. I feel like I have to look a certain way in order to fit in. I can't add any colors to my head. I have to wear straight hair, slacks, and heels. I'm a single mother, and I'm struggling to make ends meet. I have to get around on the bus, and sometimes I don't want to carry around heels. I feel like if I don't conform, then I will lose my job. Instead, I stay quiet because I do need the paycheck. Do I fight to be myself, or do I remain silent to take care of me and my kids? Signed, Silent Worker.
Wow.
That's a good one. That's a tough one.
That's very tough.
That's a tough one.
I would like to say, it seemed like you're very ambitious. She's very ambitious. She's a single mother, but I also feel that she doesn't know her niche, her purpose.
Right.
So my suggestion would be to sit down, take a minute, and find out your purpose. Find out what you want to do in life, and when you find out, spend time with it, sacrifice some time, and invest in it. That's really what I think she needs to find her purpose.
I agree. I agree with Myeoshe. I think, clearly you're just in the wrong field environment if you're not comfortable in that uniform style. So, and I understand the need to hold on to your job because as a single mother you want stability.
Of course.
But definitely in your time, get that resume together.
Right.
Start looking for other jobs and environments that may be a better fit for you because they are out there.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's a little easier said than done.
Yeah.
Because you can apply for jobs and you can apply for jobs, but that doesn't mean people are going to call you back.
Of course.
And so if you're already struggling and you barely have time to take care of your kids, go to work, where are you going to find the time to find another job?
That's true.
So I think if you're in this case, I think the best thing to do is just find balance, because maybe you can wear your hair the way you want to, but then you have to dress the way that you have to compromise. It's like any type of relationship.
Yes.
Just because it's work, it's still some type of relationship. So you have to find that balance and that compromise. Like, okay, you want this and I'm gonna give you this, but I'm gonna still remain me, and you're just gonna accept it.
What you think, Amber?
I feel like right now, if you, like Tangie said, find that balance, and maybe they'll respect you more if you are, naturally yourself.
Right.
But at the same token, you do have to find that balance to make sure that, it's like you don't want to lose your job. You have to take care of your children. You're thinking about all the finances. You're thinking about compromising yourself for this corporate world, which is understandable because that paycheck, when you have a certain amount coming in, you're anticipating that money and you want to do, you kind of like bowing down, which is, it's hard when creatively and mentally, physically and all of that, what you're really supposed to do, and your purpose. Sometimes I feel like you have to walk in faith, like you have to take that leap. Absolutely. Because sometimes that leap will manifest and flourish so much more than you just compromising yourself, your sanity, your health, for them. It's easier said than done.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Eventually it'll start to eat at you if that's not where you're supposed to be.
It will.
Yeah.
But what if you like your job, but you don't like how
it's ran?
Yeah.
But she doesn't like her job. It clearly states that, but now, present moment, I work for corporate America. So
she likes her job.
No, she
She
doesn't.
likes that check.
She likes the check,
she
but
likes
she
that
doesn't
check.
seem happy there. She doesn't seem happy.
No.
So what I would say is the meaning of life is to find our gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. Pablo Picasso. I would really just tell her, take the time out, be still, and really find out what you're here to do. And what you're here to do makes you happy.
Take an hour out of your day.
Yes.
Each day when you get home, you're settled, have the children to bed. Just take that hour to really think. Pray on it. Meditate on it.
Yes.
You can manifest a whole lot by just being still sometimes.
And write it down.
Write it down.
Write it down. Because when you write it down, that vision becomes a reality.
Of course.
Yeah, no, my favorite quote.
And take steps.
Write
it down and take steps.
My favorite quote is, be you and the world will adjust or change. So it's just like, if you continue to be yourself, then people will begin to appreciate your authentic self. Because if you're faking the funk, then you're gonna attract that same energy. And so I just say, be yourself. That's all.
But I believe you got it, girl. I believe you got it. Make sure you write us again and let us know how everything is updating with you guys. Stay blessed.
You already know. So right now we are about to go on another little break, and we'll be back with the Dear Azzurri show.
See you in a few, everyone.
Hey.
Coco's Lip Smacking Cupcakes offers custom cakes and cupcakes for every occasion. We proudly bake everything from scratch. With every moist and mouth-watering bite, you will be smacking your lips by the time you are finished. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Lip Smacking Cupcakes.
We're back with the Dear Azzurri show.
Welcome back, everyone.
Thank you for tuning in.
Okay, so right now we're gonna go into the Azzurri Tube, which is led by me, Amber, Q-R-E-D. Okay, so don't react on current circumstances. Know that everything happens or happened for the building of your character.
Wow.
I like that.
I like that one.
Oh, yeah.
I like that one,
How you guys
Amber.
feel?
I feel like that's true. You have to wait to the woman to woman segment, but it talks about basically pain versus purpose.
Of course.
You know, in order to, get to our purpose, we have to be stretched a little bit. We have to go through some things. So that's like the perfect tip. Thank you, Amber.
You're welcome, ladies. Okay, let me read it one more time so you ladies out there
Yeah.
and gentlemen, if you're tuning in, can understand. Don't react on current circumstances. Know that everything happens or happened for the building of your character.
Yeah.
And I love that it says don't react on current circumstances, meaning because a lot of times we put so much energy into what's kind of going on at the moment, and then you don't have the energy to respond to the purpose.
Right, the
You kinda
positive
run yourself-
things.
Yeah, the positive things, correct.
Right.
That's
Respond, don't react.
Yes.
Okay, ladies. So
Easier said than done.
of
It
course,
is.
always remember that.
It is easier said than done.
But we got this. We have this.
We do.
You could, you should, you would, and you did.
I am and I have.
Oh!
Okay, so right now we're about to go into power.
segment.
The power.
We have power to the people.
Power
Speak
to
truth
the
to
people.
power.
Let's be true to power.
Right.
Right.
And this
So-
is led by who?
It's led by me, Miss Sherrie.
Okay.
Now it's time for the power segment where we discuss current issues and current topics and issues impacting our community. And right now, one of the biggest things going on, of course, is the elections, correct? So we have Donald Trump and Hillary as our running candidates right now. Donald Trump is the running Republican candidate, and Miss Hillary Clinton as the running Democratic candidate. So, yeah, I don't know. This is a very, very interesting election. I mean, Donald Trump just got a bunch of flack for a so-called speech that he gave in order to encourage more African Americans to vote for him. Yes. And in that speech, he stated that he felt like, black folks, what do you have to lose? Your situation is already in disarray. You're already at the bottom of the totem pole, so you might as well give Trump a chance.
Sips tea and water.
That part. So that was one of the most interesting speeches I've ever heard in my life. I feel like a lot of folks are saying that was really to white voters. It wasn't really to African American voters. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you ladies think about that statement?
That was a lot.
That was a lot to take in. I didn't hear that speech, thank God. But that was a lot to take in. I really believe this election is very serious.
Very.
Very, very serious. It's not the time to back away and not vote. It's the time to really put our ear to the streets, listen to what they have to say. It's easier said than done, but it's the time to put your ear to the streets and really listen to what these, official
Candidates, right?
Thank you to my sister, Miss Sherrie.
Right.
Always helping me when I'm falling off. But it's really, it's time to pay attention. It's really time to pay attention.
Yeah, and I think just the fact that, you can even think of the word, what do we call these people? It speaks volumes to what is going on in the environment of politics right now. And these two, even Miss Clinton, because she gets a lot of flack too for some of her legislation in the past, being a part of the Planned Parenthood movement in the past, which was really accused of pushing legislation that was about sterilizing African Americans. I know I personally did some work around the issues of sterilizing our women in terms of, criminalizing us and certain things, drug usage and whatnot, while other things are not criminalized, even though they are as equally harmful to babies.
Right.
But we are attacked.
Well, with
So-
this election, I'm just trying to see. I mean, I kind of have not been paying attention like that because it's just a headache, and I don't have time for headaches.
Yeah, I
So
feel
I've
that.
just been staying away altogether. But to me, Trump is I think he's very smart. I think he's very controversial. But I do think he's smart. I don't think he's a bad businessman.
No, he's
No,
not.
But I don't
Okay, but
I don't
I
think
have-
he'll be a good president. And I think a lot of people are just more prone to vote for Hillary, one, because of her husband.
Right, but okay.
Or because she's a woman, or just because it's the safe route to take. And it's just like, we don't have any other options, but we need someone to run our country.
Okay,
So
but
it's
do
like
our
you're gonna
votes
go
really
for it.
count? Okay,
Yeah.
because look who we had in office before Obama. And
Yeah.
did Obama really do anything?
I think because we really genuinely don't really get out there and vote. We don't see
We don't.
we don't
but
see it as a necessity. We don't see how it took us a long time to even vote, and now
Yeah,
we
that's
don't even
true.
vote.
That's true, but with my
We-
research and a little, help from someone that I knew back then, the Electoral College, and their votes, do our votes really count? That's what
Yeah.
you have to ask yourself.
And why do you say that,
Our
Amber?
votes.
Why do you say that?
Do our votes really count?
I think it counts when we all put forth a strong effort.
I mean,
if we
we-
don't put a strong effort,
then
no,
it
it
wa-
doesn't count. It's kind of just like with everything going on.
I don't
When
think-
black people all come together, what happens? We all
we
end
make
up,
a movement.
yes,
but
and that's all it is.
it's a movement, but both of them don't care about any. It's not
Yeah.
But if we
I
don't
just
care,
want to get too deep. We
Yeah.
care about us, but they don't
Yeah.
care about us whether they win or lose.
Yeah, the problem is we're always voting the lesser of two evils.
Of course.
I mean, the last...
yes, to solve our problem.
Right, it's the same situation.
just-
Like I said, Hillary has her skeletons in the closet, and Trump, I mean, he is a bad businessman.
Knows that.
I mean,
Let's
I'm sorry to say. I mean,
don't get Amber started.
I know.
Just keep me quiet.
I mean,
Because
I
I
know.
get anxiety
Yeah.
when you guys talking about the devil. Not her. I thought Trump was going to scream my bad.
yeah,
Both
well,
of
but
them.
right now, I did a little bit of research, and I have one source, www.270towin.com, that said Hillary's leading by 46%. 46 to 42%, and then another resource I saw today, CNN.com, says that Trump is leading 45 to 43%. So either way, it is important for us to be informed.
Yes, it
It's
is.
good for us.
It's a very
Informed
tough.
and registered and out there. And speaking of registered, I want to talk about a little bit about who can register to vote
Yes.
and what it takes to vote. So in order to vote in California, you must be registered, first of all. So if you've moved, changed addresses, you do need to re-register. You must be a U.S. citizen. A resident of California, you must be 18 by election day. So by November 8th, you have turned 18. Not currently in prison or on parole. So that's something that a lot of folks don't know.
Really?
They believe that if you're a felon, you automatically cannot vote. But in California, if you have a felony in the past, but you're currently off parole, you can vote.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yes.
One thing I do want to say is very interesting about this election is that, with the First Amendment, we have this freedom of speech. But then I feel like there are limitations to that. I think it's very interesting how Donald Trump is running for president, but he's able to say all these outlandish things.
Well, that's the freedom. Well, yeah, that's
It's the freedom of speech, but if it was Barack or something saying that kind of stuff, he would
he would not have gotten far.
You think?
No, he would not. Trump is getting far he's like the orange superstar right now. You know what I mean? That's
Orange.
kind of what's going on.
It's sad.
Whatever, I don't know. He's like,
It's sad.
You
It's
know,
really
so-
sad.
It's just very
Jesus.
disturbing, all of it, because do they really care about our well-being? And did Trump said that about black
yes,
people voting?
yes. This
Well, he
was
said
a
something
real-
about all
real
different races. Like, it's not just...
Yeah,
The
he wants to
ignorant
build a
ones will
wall.
listen.
Yeah,
Not the
so he
ones who
doesn't
pay
discriminate when it comes to his
Of
ridiculous
course.
comments.
Ridiculousness.
But I also did a little bit more digging on the Trump history, and I'm not an expert on Trump,
Please.
and his dynasty, but in the past, the Trump management, how they got their money through rental properties, have been sued a couple times for discriminating against African Americans in a bad way, you know, because not just once, but a couple of times they've been caught for discriminating outright against African Americans renting in their properties in New York and other places. So, and they would also make certain comments, you know what I mean, about African Americans. I believe his father accused the government when they went after him of trying to get him to rent to welfare recipients. So, okay, so because we want you to not discriminate against African Americans, you're automatically renting to welfare recipients? Okay,
That is crazy.
That's nuts.
That's
Yeah,
out of
but
control.
African Americans are not the only one using
But-
it.
Exactly.
Right.
And the
That
minority
part. And we're
is
the
coming down to
minority
no,
in
we're
terms of
not.
using welfare. We're not
I
the
won't
majority.
agree.
How do you feel, Amber? How do you feel?
I just don't agree with any of it. Like, we're not really the minorities because majority of the opposite race is becoming more homeless and more, you know,
Well, that's what I'm
towards-
saying. We're the minority in terms of receiving public assistance. We're not the majority of folks receiving public assistance. That's just the propaganda that's pushed. And I want to know that while he's talking about African Americans being welfare recipients, he used federal funds to help start his empire back in the day. So who's the real welfare recipient? Okay, so
Right.
yeah,
So, Sherrie,
that's
what
I
would
have
you
to
tell
say.
the people?
What would you tell
the
them?
people to in this election for these candidates? What would be your opinion?
I would just do your research,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
have to.
and now the internet is a wealth of research. And then
Yes.
if something looks funky to you, research it some
So
more. Do a
dig
little bit of
deep.
reading.
You have to
be
dig deep.
informed.
I'm
Know who
telling
you
you.
are.
Do you know
Pushing,
who you're
voting for, and know again. You know why you're voting for the person, and if you are voting for a particular candidate just because you want to vote for the lesser of two evils, then okay, but at least be informed about what you're doing.
It's all evil to me.
Yeah, and
Don't
then
ask
we
why.
also right, and we also have an alternative to the Democratic and Republican Party. There's other parties out there like the Green Party, who she's not a candidate, you know, Miss Dr. Jill Stein, but I really like her politics.
Yeah,
I
I
watched
like
an
her
interview
politics,
about
yeah.
her earlier today, and I'm just gonna read real quickly a few of her. Like her plan, and she calls it the Power to the People plan. So I'm already feeling that.
Right.
Yeah, so she wants to create jobs, you know, using green, you know, around green energy and all of that. She wants to change it so that jobs are a right. So if you're having a difficult time finding a job, it's not just on you, but there's actually government jobs set aside for those folks that are having a difficult time finding jobs, maybe in corporate America or elsewhere. She definitely wants to end poverty. She wants to have healthcare as a right, education as a right, a just economy. We always down with that, right? We
Yes.
want to use more money. She wants to protect Mother Earth, racial justice, freedom and equality, justice for all, and empower the people. So, and that is specifically talking about the fact that corporations are seen as a person, right? We know they have certain rights or whatever. So she wants to remove some of those powers so that they can stop controlling our lives and give more power back to the people.
And that's how
Where
it should
That's how it
be.
should be.
Self-reliance.
Yeah.
Self-reliance.
Yes.
Transcendentalism.
You're very, you're
So,
very
right. So you
informative.
can, you know, you can go online, learn more about Miss Jill Stein and the Green Party. Her website, Jill2016.com is where I got that information.
Okay.
That was very informal. That was
You
very
are very
informal.
informative. Like,
Yeah, I'm
you got
trying.
this.
I'm
Thank
trying.
you.
I like Dr. Jill, her message and how she feel about, you know, changing, you know, the environment and the people. And what she stands for self-reliance.
Right.
She wants to give us back our power, and that all started in 1876 with Henry Ford and Ralph Waldo Emerson. The transcendentalism. Google it.
Read about it.
Right, but I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I
I'm
wish she was a
down.
candidate.
Right,
Man.
but see, that's why being informed is important, because
It
the
is.
more of us that know about the Jill Steins out there and the Green Party, etc., the alternatives, the more of us we can move towards those people and support those people so that they can be candidates and, you know, bring real change. And therefore, everybody. The one thing I love about her plan is that anyone can fit into this plan. you know, whatever your views on abortion, marriage, you know, gay rights, you can fit into this plan because it's for everyone. Who can argue against having a greener society, being more, you know, conscious about the environment? Who can argue against everyone having good health care? You know, who can argue against everyone having economic empowerment? I mean, that's pretty hard. Doesn't matter what background you come from, we all want those things for ourselves and our families, right?
Yes.
Right, but it seems like every time someone is for the people, their voice gets silent and they get pushed to the
That
back
is
burner.
very true.
Because I didn't hear nothing about her.
At all.
Then again, I wasn't really doing that either. But still, like, you know, it's just Donald Trump and Hillary. Like, that's all everyone is talking about. Nobody ever talks about the Green Party.
Well, we're talking about it.
We're talking about it. Get informed with us.
Get
informed with
before the
the
conversation started.
Right.
Because the election is what? November?
It's around the corner,
Yes.
And
It's
we're
in
just,
November.
you know, so it's just...
Well, get informed with the Dear Azzurri show.
Right.
Make sure that you tune in because this is where it's at.
This is where it's at.
Thank you, Miss Sherrie, for that
Thank you.
information. That was a wealth of knowledge right there. And I hope it was a wealth of knowledge for you, too. So now you know it's a lot of research out here. It's up to you to find it. We have lots of resources. Internet is one of
Lots of
them.
information.
Yeah, I love Google.
I love Google.
And like,
I'm always Googling up something like, I do not know what this means. I'm always Googling up something.
okay, but I want to take what you said, Myeoshe, too. Take yourselves to a library, sit down, read a book.
Yeah.
Read a book.
Yeah.
Take an hour out of your day. Take it out before you go turn up,
Yes.
before you go do anything. Be informed before you step out there into the world.
Yes.
Really, because this stuff matters
Really.
in order for us to
Yeah,
grow.
it's so loud.
Become one.
Well,
Yeah.
it's game time, baby.
And
And when I say game
right.
time, I mean God anoint me every day, game time.
Say a prayer before your feet hit the ground, okay?
Yeah, and it helps you to not feel so disempowered
Yeah,
when you're
of course.
informed, when you know there's alternatives out there.
That's true.
That's
Very
good.
true.
That's good.
So before we're gonna go into a quick break, and then when we come back, we're gonna go into the next tip. So thank you for
The
tuning
next
in.
Dear Azzurri
The next
tip.
Dear
Yes.
I thought you were going to read a poem.
Worldwide study proves that U.S. schools are drastically far behind other countries.
I just struggle with my kids day in and day out. They have such a hard time with multiplication. I need a program that works.
Multiplication is probably the most difficult subject for my kids.
The United States is not doing well in the classroom. We have no one to blame but ourselves.
This generation needs something a little more innovative.
We're either going to have to compete and work harder and do the things we need to do, or we're going to be left out in the world.
Let's multiply, let's multiply, multiply, multiply. Learn our 1, 2s, and 3s. Multiply, multiply, multiply. Learn our 1, 2s, and 3s. I'm on the block, hey, let's have some fun. Let's multiply, let's get it. 1 times 1 is 1. Rolling with the wheels. Let's study every day. Stick with it, handle your business. Let's multiply, let's multiply, multiply.
Okay.
Welcome back,
Welcome back.
Kids are active.
Okay, so now we're about to go into the second Azzurri tip, led by me, Miss Amber. Okay, don't feel bad about how you feel. Feelings, an emotional state / reaction, a belief, especially vague or irrational.
Oh, that's deep.
It's okay for you to have feelings.
Yes, we're human.
Vague or irrational.
And
I
we
feel
don't
like-
always have to act
We
on our
don't.
feelings.
Not-
let it come, let it pass. Because a lot of times we make, right, we
And
don't
with
make the
positive-
best decisions when we're in our feelings.
At all, because that means we're in our lower
Yeah.
self, our lower state, and if we act irrationally, then consequences, will definitely.
Definitely.
And not only that, when we do act in our feelings, we give power to the situation as well.
course.
So we want to keep our power and take our power back. Let's control our emotions.
Don't be a fool arguing with a fool either.
Right.
How do you control your
Yeah.
emotions?
In with positivity, out with negativity. Blow it
You have
out.
to breathe.
Right.
You have to inhale, exhale. What do?
Controlling your emotions really just means allowing the emotion to exist and
Of
pass.
course.
Right.
You really can't control an emotion coming up.
You can't. When
But
it's
you
in the
can
moment.
control how you respond to it. You can acknowledge it, and then let it pass, and then handle it in an appropriate way.
Sometimes it doesn't happen like that, Sherrie.
Yeah. And if you find yourself
Right.
that's hard. But
Right.
if you find
Only
yourself,
Let's tell the truth.
it doesn't
ever.
always happen that way. But we bring power to the people,
Of
right?
course, we bring it
Knowledge,
back.
information, empowerment. And so, if you constantly having a certain emotion, then you might want to take it a step further and go talk to somebody.
Yes.
Of course, counseling does work.
Read it again for the people, Amber. Read it again.
It says, don't feel bad about how you feel. Feelings, an emotional state or reaction, a belief, especially vague or irrational. Saying vague or irrational in the end is just saying, it's just giving the definition of an emotion. Doesn't mean, like Sherrie said, you have to act on it. Just make sure that you take a deep breath because irrational can turn into something bigger than the problem at hand.
Yeah.
It can be really small.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean that your actual emotion has no truth in it.
Of course.
Yes.
You want to dig a little deeper and find out what's under that emotion so you can handle it for real.
Accordingly. So right now, ladies, not trying to cut you off, Sherrie, at all. We're about to get to Woman, and that's led by Miss Myeoshe, aka Face. I am Face.
This is my favorite segment, Woman to Woman. And today's topic is pain versus purpose. Put the crown back on. Put the crown back on. But today's topic is pain versus purpose. And pain, careful effort, great care of trouble, and purpose, the reason for which something is done or created to exist. And the reason why I chose this topic is because this year I've been like an emotional roller coaster, dealing with, loss of relationships, loss of friendships, death. I lost a great friend this year due to cancer. And dealing with past issues that literally affected my present, and I thought I was healed from, but I'm like, okay, what is going on here? And I felt myself having going through an emotional state. And it's in the greatest pain in that moment where I was alone and I didn't have nothing else to turn to but God. And in that moment and in that discovery, healing was made, alone. So I just want to let you know the power of pain introduce you to the power of God. Literally.
It really does.
And it seemed like since I done turned my pain into purpose and really just keep going into my purpose and not letting my personal life and everything that goes on around me affected, I can see myself healing. I see myself more connected with God. I see myself being more connected to Him. I can see Him not in the physical, but in the spiritual. I can see, butterflies, little things, signs of hope, and, just listening more to nature. I feel present and it makes me feel okay. So it's good to turn your pain into purpose and just know that pain happens.
Yes,
pain has purpose and pain has power. So what do you ladies think?
I think you're amazing.
I'm ready. I think it's a process. Because we all go through pain, we all experience things, but it depends on how we were raised and how our perspective has been shaped on how we actually respond and how we react to things and how we internalize this pain. So I think depending on your personality type, I think it's a process for some people. For many people.
Yeah. I don't think it's a process.
Because sometimes you lose faith. So it's just like if you lose faith, it's a process for you when you lose faith. Right. So it's a process to get back to to get back to that strong.
I don't really know how I feel about faith.
Healing is a process.
It is a process. So, but how do you... people throw the word faith out. Faith. And it's like, of course you have to have faith within yourself to do the work to go to the next step.
Right, what if you don't have faith in yourself to go to the next step? There are people who commit suicide because they don't have faith to go to the next step.
They don't have the faith in themselves to overcome whatever it is they're going through at the time.
True.
But what do you do with the pain? This is turning your pain into purpose. What do you do with all the insults, all the prosecution, all the hardships, all the difficulty times? What do you do when you have something so precious that you know that you believe in it? It's a vision and you know it can be manifested. What do? You turn it into purpose. That's what I did. I'm dealing with so much, right now in this present moment, and it's not stopping me to be here with you guys. It's not stopping me to wake up in the morning, and I've been through hell and back.
Right.
And
we all have.
Right. And the reason why I was saying I was dealing with past issues, I thought I was healed from me being raped. And I wasn't. I was literally dealing with things that happened when I was little, 5 and 6 and 13, and during high school, and it was it was presented to me right there, and I'm just like, what's going on? What's going on around me? And then dealing with like life, learning how to balance life, and dealing with, not having good finances, and, separation anxiety for things that wasn't, positive in my life, like family, friends. And yet it didn't break me. I was still waking up, going forward. But what I had to do, I had to take myself away from all those things and get in my spot and be still.
Of course.
Be still.
I agree.
And that's why I'm saying the power of pain will really introduce you to the power of God. I been knew who God was.
But you know more once you go through the pain.
I know more about him now in this moment, during the pain.
So my question is, if you have someone right now currently going through pain, what's one of the first things they can do to start the process of turning their pain into power?
Be still.
Be still. Sometimes you have to be still. I actually posted that on my Instagram not too long ago. I don't know if you guys saw, but I put a picture of a flower in a vase. And that was, that was a part of me. Meaning that I am a flower and I'm blossoming so much just because I was still a little bit. Because my life moves fast all the time. Single motherhood, well, I won't say single because I'm going to say that I have people around me who love, support, protect, and care about me and my child. So I would not put myself out there as a single mother, but I will say that has helped in my, sometimes I had to be still because I was always moving around, trying to make ends meet, trying to figure out how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do that, on top of going through pain with past relationships, past people that I put my effort into, which I felt that I didn't need to, I needed to do that and go through that in order to get where I am right here today, which is with you three beautiful ladies, being able to speak into the world and, I pray more. Speak truth to power. I agree with you, Myeoshe. Like, you have to.
Right. And not only that, in the midst of pain, I thought I took a lot of losses. But at the end of the day,
you gained so much
I
more.
gained so much. I gained, you guys in my life. I have 2 great, mentors. Hi, Sherrie King, if you're watching. I grew a cultural relationship with my sister in New Orleans. I haven't seen her in 20 years.
Wow.
So thank God, through the midst of all this pain, I still have, people that love me. God-fearing people that can speak life into me and into my situation. They help me go on. So the ladies that's watching, I don't know what you're going through, but turn your pain into purpose. Know that pain happens. It's a part of life. It is. It's a part of life. But also know that pain has purpose and pain has power. And pain has great power. And it's in that midst where you find your strongest time. I never knew how strong I was
until you had to go through
I had to go through all this. Back then, this shit would have broken me.
This is what I say. You have to go through it to get to it.
Amen.
I still say it's a process. I'm still
you in
the process.
Right.
I can't because for me, I've been still my whole life, so I had the opposite reaction. You guys have been moving fast paced, so you have to be still. Okay. I've been slow motion, so I need to move. And that's just how I was raised and how my perspective has been molded into. And so I just started moving and moving, but I do agree with being still because once I started moving, I was like, okay, so I get it. But for me, how I had to start my process, I had to start moving. And for me, I would say it did break me. But I wouldn't say it's necessarily a bad thing that it broke me because it broke a negative me.
Of course.
Because, not to say I still don't have flaws or I still don't have things that I need to work on.
Right.
But I was horrible, I wasn't horrible,
Shoot.
but I was like,
I still have a lot of work.
How I am now, I wasn't even like this even 3 months ago, 2 months ago, 2 weeks ago.
So applaud yourself.
So yeah.
So applaud yourself and be happy that you're not that person 3 months ago. That you are moving forward and you are moving along. It is a process, but that's why we need to celebrate the small things.
The small things.
We need to pat ourselves on the back when we do make certain accomplishments. Like me, I used to be shy and timid and very passive aggressive. Now I am not that chick anymore, okay? I am face. I am fearless, I am artistic, I am charismatic, and I am elegant, and I claim that to the day I die.
I heard that.
But you have to understand that things happen in life in order to make us strong. How can we carry a purpose when we're not even ready for it? Or are we going to run from it? Or are we going to hide ourselves? No, in order to carry a great purpose, we have to be strong enough to move forward with it, to help hold it up, and to take, control of it.
Use your voice.
Right, to use your voice. How you going to be a leader if you're scared?
True. I still think it's a process because you still got to break down the barriers of everything that you have to do.
It's a healing process.
Miss Sherrie.
Yeah,
Sherrie, what's your take? Miss Sherrie.
Because you always steer us back to the middle. Like, you always like,
Miss Sherrie, what's your take on it?
I agree.
The process?
I agree with both. I agree that there is power in pain. And like you said earlier, that quote,
you gotta go through it to get to it.
That part, but also it builds certain characteristics.
It builds character, of course.
Right? Increases certain things and decreases other things that you will need to carry a purpose. But it is also a process.
It is also
not
a process.
we're not in a circus like the Ringling Brothers where you jump through the hoop of fire and then you're on the other side and your purpose. No, you gotta go through stuff. Right?
But you have to
understand.
Your
road will be like.
Right, and you have to understand.
You think you're going straight. Right. And it's still
right. And you have to understand you have to understand this is not something that happened overnight, ladies and gents, and LGBTQ, because I know you're watching. But this is not something that happened overnight. I'm 30 years old, and I've been dealing with a lot since I've been on this earth. So it took a lot to get here. It took a lot. It was a process, but don't let the process and the pain stop you at all.
Let's go back to that. Dear Azzurri Tube.
Right.
Don't react on current circumstances. Know that everything happens for the building of your
character. And it even says that all things work together for our good. That's the good and the bad at the end of the day. So whether we put ourselves in situations, whether we don't, or whether something is working for our good, know that all things is coming together for your good, beauty. So just know, living in your purpose is nothing wrong with it. Pain, it happens, is a part of life. It's a part of life. Cherish it.
People who don't, we got a couple of minutes, but people who do not, you said for people who do not know their purpose?
Yes.
You have to get around like-minded, well, not like-minded people, because if you don't know your purpose, then it's going to be a problem. But you need to get closer to positive people,
right?
To build your character, build your self-esteem up. So,
okay,
with that being said,
come on, give us something positive to end with the people today.
I just want to say, this is what I say all the time. This was me and one of my good friends together. We said, I am, I have. We never say that I can't and I don't. So keep that in mind. So we're about to wrap it up. How do you feel?
Okay, we're about to go to break. A quick break.
That's how she feels.
Okay.
Right.
We're about to go to a quick break.
I know. Because
see you in a few.
Let's go.
Now, if you missed, our last segment was woman to woman, and the topic was pain versus purpose. Now, I choose purpose all day, but I want to leave you with something. When we see such passion and such in the midst of so much pain, we applaud it, we follow it, and we find inspiration for our own lives through the example of others. So with that being said, remember, pain happens, pain has purpose, and pain has power. This is your girl Myeoshe, and I am Face.
Okay, my name is Amber. I gave you guys my positive before we left for break. I will not say I can't, and I will not say that I can't do anything. So we're going to go to you, Tangie.
I'm Tangie, and my favorite quote is, dang, I got a lot.
Don't give one right now.
Be you, and the world will change. Of course, like, the world will follow behind.
Of course,
you know.
Miss Sherrie, and I'm just gonna say, you know, fuck Donald Trump.
Hey!
President.
Jill Stein for president. Now we're gonna go inside the wall.
Yes. We're at the Hub Radio Show in Compton.
Hey guys.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
You can always email Dear Uzuri Show at thehubradio.net. DearUzuri.org. DearUZU. Look, I can't even spell. UZURI.org. Uzuri means beauty. Come on, ladies. You ready to sign?